strong beyond measure woman. I look, talk, walk, and act like a queen every day. I possess beauty, character, talent, confidence, accountability, and vision. I am a queen.
The Queen's Foundation Garden Party was designed for Ladies Who Lead of North Carolina. And what that really means is that we are calling to action all of the women in North Carolina that see themselves as leaders and potential stakeholders in the lives of North Carolina girls. This is our annual event to bring these women together and continue to focus on our mission to ensuring young women go on to higher education and become leaders in their careers and their communities. Funding is a vital component to any nonprofit organization, but specifically within the Queen's Foundation, in order for us to ensure that every girl goes through our program fee-free, so that money is not a reason why a young lady cannot be in our program, we have to seek out large dollars. Funding is a huge component, and there are specific investors that have gone above and beyond for the Queen's Foundation since the beginning. And when I say investors, it's not just a money component. It wasn't just a writing of a check. These are organizations that have gone above and beyond writing a check to ensure that our organization is growing on the leadership standpoint as well. So these are individuals that would fund a program, but then also lend a helping hand and ensure that we are successful. And so there are 5 organizations that we would like to honor tonight for taking that extra investment into the Queen's Foundation, not only on the monetary side, but on the leadership side. These organizations are Bayer Crop Science, Cargill, High Point University, Ward Black Law, and Edward M. Armfield Sr. Foundation. Bayer Crop Science. Since 2010, Bayer Crop Science has stood as one of the leading investors for the Queen's Foundation in the Triangle region and North Carolina. In addition to being TQF's first investor and sponsoring the Queen's Conference 2012, 2013, and its 2013 College Prep Academy, Bayer continues to offer its leadership support, resources, and voice to advocate for TQF and inspire other organizations to do the same. Ward Black Law. Since 2010, Ward Black Law has served as a catalyst, building recognition, leadership, and resources to TQF by being one of the first companies to outwardly endorse the organization. In addition to providing office space for the past 3 years, Ward Black Law has sponsored countless girls to be in the programs, attend local and statewide conferences, and provided several opportunities for TQF to build a larger awareness through platforms that Ward Black Law has provided. High Point University. Since 2011, High Point University has hosted countless events for TQF, including the 2011, 2012, and 2013 Leadership Academies, and many special events over the course of the years at no cost to the Queen's Foundation, providing higher education experiences to over 100 young women. In addition, High Point University featured the Queen's Foundation in its 2012 HPU magazine, which is distributed across the country, and also awarded its executive director a full tuition scholarship to earn her master's degree in nonprofit management. This provided the Queen's Foundation with vital resources and counsel as it was developing its strategic plan, raising revenue, and building its statewide reach. Cargill. In 2012, Cargill became a corporate sponsor for the Queens Foundation's Powerhouse Project, an internship program for young women. In 2 years, Cargill became the largest sponsor for this program, investing $43,000 into the program, resulting in sponsorships and scholarships to over 50 students. Edward M. Armfield Sr. Foundation. In 2013, the Edward M. Armfield Sr. Foundation became the largest financial investor for TQF. With an aligned goal of youth and education, the Queens Foundation was awarded its first $67,000 operational investment, allowing the Queens Foundation to focus on capacity building and hire staff to grow the foundation's reach and impact. At the beginning of this year, the Queens Foundation and our Board of Directors decided to create a new leadership component or group within our organization. This is called the Honorary Board Membership. This is honored or awarded to individuals in North Carolina that take out extra time. They put in an extra investment to ensure our program is successful, just as if they were a board member. No, they're not attending meetings monthly with us. No, there isn't those structured outcomes that we hold them accountable to like board members, but just the same, they hold this organization near and dear to their heart, and they focus and invest their time and energy. So there are 5 individuals that we are honored tonight to be able to say are our first honorary board member inductees. And these individuals are Janet Ward-Black, Pam Stearns, Toni Freeman, Dr. Nido Qubein, and Mary Cantando. Janet Ward-Black, President of Ward-Black Law. Janet Ward-Black, who is known statewide for her leadership and spiritual devotion to impact the lives of others, has been a catalyst for advocacy for the Queens Foundation. Since 2011, she has served as a mentor to the executive director and the organization, providing advice, insight, and expertise. Additionally, she is the president of Ward-Black Law, a law firm that was one of the first corporate sponsors of the Queens Foundation. Janet Ward is one of the first and most impactful leaders advocating for the Queens Foundation. Toni Freeman, Chief Operating Officer of the Mint Museum Charlotte and President for the Association of Junior Leagues International Incorporated. Toni Freeman is an international leader with a strong voice in North Carolina. Since 2011, when Toni first was introduced to the Queens Foundation, she has become an advocate for the organization, setting up meetings with major stakeholders of the Charlotte market and providing insight and guidance to TQF's Executive Director. Toni is leading in the growth of the Queens Foundation in North Carolina. Pam Stearns, Director of Financial Focus for Women. In 2010, Pam Stearns was first introduced to the Queens Foundation through a local event in the community for women. Pam immediately became supportive of the cause, decided to support by using her background in finance and leadership. From then on, for over a year, Pam met with the Queens Foundation's Executive Director monthly, working on budgets, financial plans, and training Nadia on important aspects needed in planning finances for the Queens Foundation. Her support was immeasurable and is still making an impact on the Queens Foundation today. Dr. Nido Qubein, President of High Point University. Since 2010, Dr. Nido Qubein has been actively supporting the Queen's Foundation. In addition to High Point University's support, in 2011, Dr. Qubein filmed a call to action video for the Queen's Foundation, urging North Carolina leaders to support the organization. This video was wildly successful and provided additional credibility and a strong voice for the Queen's Foundation on a statewide scale. Dr. Qubein also serves as an advisor for TQF's executive director. Mary Cantando, Women Presidents Organization and owner of the Woman's Advantage. Since 2011, Mary Cantando has been actively advocating for the Queen's Foundation across North Carolina. As a leading business coach to women business owners, Mary has led the Queen's Foundation in gaining over 20 new stakeholders to serve as mentors, leadership team members, and advocates. In addition, she was instrumental in assisting the Queen's Foundation to launch its Triangle Leadership Team, connecting the Queen's Foundation to women who now serve TQF in volunteer leadership. Mary is a true advocate with dedication to the mission of the organization. Tonight's event is called For Ladies Who Lead, and yes, there are women across the state of North Carolina that are lady leaders, but we're talking about specifically the women and individuals that are serving on our leadership teams in North Carolina. We have 4 leadership teams designed in North Carolina, and tonight we're recognizing the 2 that have been instrumental in the last few years, the Triad and the Triangle regions. These individuals meet monthly, weekly, sometimes even daily, preparing for our programs to launch each summer. There are 5 subcommittees. These individuals work together to secure funding, to secure mentors for our girls, to ensure that our programs are growing and enhancing in the areas that are most needed, and overall to ensure sustainability for our programs. We would not be able to do this important work without these leadership teams at the ground level in each of the regions we serve. So tonight, we're recognizing the Triad and the Triangle leadership teams for the substantial impact and sacrifices they're making to ensure their program and their community is successful.
Powerful, innovator, distinguished, fighter, fearless, influential, fabulous,
sincere,
unique, dedicated,
independent,
mentor,
optimistic,
strong-minded,
spontaneous,
humble, enthusiastic, inspiring,
determined.
Queen's Foundation has instilled morals in me.
Every one of my actions can either limit or excel my brand.
I've learned to value the relationships that I have with people who believe in my dreams.
I've gained a never-ending hunger and thirst for success.
I have learned a new meaning of beauty.
I've gained tools for success that I will use throughout the rest of my life.
I've learned to always take the initiative in life. I've learned to be accountable for my actions.
The Queen's Foundation has taught me to become more involved in my community.
To strive for a better future.
The Queen's Foundation has taught me to be a trendsetter and a leader in my community.
The Queen's Foundation has taught me networking skills.
The ability to believe in myself.
I've gained confidence in myself and my abilities.
I've learned to empower others.
The Queen's Foundation has taught me to be a more effective leader.
I have learned to be bold with my life.
I've become an independent young lady.
The Queen's Foundation has given me a competitive edge in my preparations for college.
From the Queen's Foundation, I've learned to be a marketable leader.
Ronda Holloway, where do I begin? This woman not only is a major stakeholder to the Queens Foundation, she is, I would have to say, in some ways, the heart of the Queens Foundation. I remember meeting Ronda Holloway while I was still the current Miss North Carolina USA. I was speaking at a conference, a women's executive conference, and she came up to me right afterwards and she said, "You need to meet the president of Ward Black Law. We need to connect." And immediately, just her energy and light, there was some light about her, we immediately connected. We were launching at the time, getting ready to launch our first ever internship program for high school girls. And she was one of the first people that I picked up the phone and called and said, "Would you consider being an investor in this program? It's brand new. No, I don't have any results to speak of. Would you be willing to take a chance on this?" She said, "Well, come to my office. Let's sit down." We sat down. I told her about the program and what we wanted to do, and I said, "You know, would you all be willing to sponsor a girl?" She said, "We'll take two. We'll take two." Oh yeah, we've got things for these girls to do. They sponsored both of those girls that year. Now, both of them are doing exceedingly well. Actually, one got a full ride to an all-girls school in South Carolina. And ever since that moment, we became connected. Ronda has made a huge impact on my life. She's challenged me to be a better leader, to think about process improvement. She's an engineer mind. She thinks about everything in terms of processes and has really helped and guided me in that way. But she helped the Queens Foundation build a map, build credibility in the triad market. And from there, we've grown tremendously. There's something else I wanted to share about Ronda. In that first meeting, I said to her, I said, "You know, the Queens Foundation, we need some office space. We really need to have a location." And I said, "Do you know of any like affordable office spaces in the area?" And she said, "Well, we have office space at the law firm. Let me talk to Janet Ward. I'm sure we can." And we've been there for now 3 years. The first year they said, let's just try it out. Don't pay us anything. We just want to see how things go. And then that initial year ended and we got enough funding where we were able to start paying rent. And I reached out to Ronda and I said, "Ronda, you know, we'd like to set up an agreement so we can start paying rent." And she said, We don't want that. We want you to invest that money." And Ronda, Janet Ward Black, the Ward Black Law family really were the catalyst to so many other organizations to support us. And so, yes, there are so many people that are a part of the Queens Foundation now. But the reason why we need to single out Ronda is because she has been a catalyst. She has inspired others to get on board, and we would not be where we are without her.
Ronda led a committee of women resulting in 50 mentorships for underserved high school girls in Guilford County and $100,000 of revenue since 2010.
As chair of the Regional Advisory Committee, Ms. Ronda develops and implements sustainable leadership models that are replicated across North Carolina for women volunteers in the following regions.
In addition to the Triangle, Northeastern North Carolina, and Charlotte-Mecklenburg, making her impact statewide.
3 words that describe her are
Powerhouse, a woman of virtue and success that uses her gifts as a vessel to make positive contributions to the world. Ms. Ronda does this every day.
Selfless. Ronda Holloway's dedication to the advancement of women, girls, and youth is demonstrated beyond the impact made to countless women and girls she has mentored.
Radiant. Ms. Ronda's personality is contagious. She is joyful, inspiring, and hilarious.
She brings energy, personality, and happiness with her and spreads it to others.
One of the most important things that have come out of being a leader, one of the things that I feel most proud of being executive director of the Queens Foundation is coming up with a strategy of how we sustainably do our work across the state. And that's through leadership teams. Women, individuals, locally in every market we serve that come together, create almost like a local board that secures funding, mentors, and the things that we need locally to be successful. Ronda was on the initial board. It was 4 of us in 2011. Now our teams are over 20 deep. And in that initial board, she saw where we needed improvement. She saw where we needed to write things on paper and create formal trainings and do things so that they could then be replicated. We are now at the phase of being able to replicate what we do in the triad in every region we serve. And it was through her leadership and her challenging me as the leader to say, these are the things we need to do to be successful long-term, that we were able to do this important work statewide now. So even though Ronda, the work that she does, she's right there in the triad, she has statewide reach. Her impact is and will impact girls that she will may not even ever meet, but because of her leadership, she's touching their lives too.
Thank you, Ms. Ronda.
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 La'oi, Miss Ronda.
Thank you, Ms. Ronda.
I am a queen.